Golden State Media Concepts social media podcast. Time to hashtag everything with
Mariano
and Pauline.
Hashtag Pauliano. We talk about all the fun, crazy stories on social media, from Instagram to Facebook, Twitter to Tumblr, or probably even Friendster. Join us each week as we explore the quirky side of social media. It's the Golden State Media Concepts social media podcast.
It's simple, such a sad song. The one that we rely on to get us.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening to the GSMC Social Media News Podcast. I'm Mariano.
And I'm Pauline.
And we're hashtag Pauliano. Now, we've got a few different topics to discuss today. Twitter may be shutting down from what I heard because of cyberbullying. Rick Ross lost 75 pounds and counting so far. Kendall Jenner is dating A$AP Rocky, who I didn't know, but is rumored to be Kylie Jenner's ex, her little sister. Yeah.
I did not know that. I
Me
thought
neither.
only Kyga.
And then Canadian model Gigi Gorgeous said that she was detained at Dubai airport for 5 hours Tuesday because she is transgender.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's a lot of controversy we got to talk about today.
Oh, yeah. Let's dive into these just chronologically here. So, Twitter. Mm-hmm. Now, I saw this only on Twitter, so I don't know how valid it is, but people kept tweeting that. It was funny to me because people make the weirdest comparisons sometimes.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, okay, you're going to stop Twitter because of cyberbullying. Why don't we just close schools then? Because there's bullying there too. And I was like, all right, but schools are a little more important than Twitter.
Right.
You know, so I was like, I don't think those are exactly the same thing, even though they're ridiculously similar, which they're not. You know? So I was like, I don't think you can really compare school to a social media site.
Right. And Twitter's not going to shut down.
I don't think it'll shut down. That's just what people are saying.
It's too valuable on like multiple fronts than just like for connecting with your friends. Like people use it for marketing, people use it to promote business.
Right.
People like there's multiple contracts with Twitter with businesses. Like it's a way to network. Like there's a lot of money involved with Twitter.
And not just that, but there'd really kind of be no point because I don't know of anyone that only has one form of social media. So if somebody's going to bully you, they're going to do it any other way anyway.
Platform.
So it'd be in vain.
True.
Like we'd lose more than we'd gain.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
You know?
And it's just not gonna. It's just not gonna shut down.
I don't think it's going to shut down either. I really just brought it up because I thought it was ridiculous just how many people compare Twitter to school. And I was like, I don't get it. Like how...
Exactly. Yeah. How does that escalated quickly?
Exactly.
How
like,
did those correlate?
That did escalate quickly. That's the perfect way.
You know?
Okay, let's shut down Twitter for bullying. Why don't we just stop having children? That way no one gets bullied
stop
ever.
everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or let's just teach our kids not to be bullies.
Yeah.
And not to, pick on one another and things like that. And a lot of times cyberbullying, I know that it does happen for like younger like kids, like teenagers and things like that.
Right.
But there's also like I've seen cyberbullying with like adults.
Me too.
And I'm like,
I see
really?
it mostly with like it's kids. When I see kids trying to bully each other, I'm like, oh, if only you guys knew how terrible you'll be when you're older. But
yeah, it's like the older.
But also, like I feel like a lot of people would disagree. But bullying, I mean, I went through it. Like it's not necessary, but it's nifty to know how to deal with bullies. You know?
Yeah. And I think that, it's even celebrities get cyberbullied. Like,
celebrities get destroyed.
Yeah, I'm like, there's always going to be negative people, unfortunately. Yeah. And, but it's never going to get, like, we would have to shut down, like, everything. And then people would not be able to socialize. Because even, like, your siblings can bully you. So, like, what? You're just supposed to be solo dolo for the entire life? Like,
remember our first cyberbully?
Oh yeah, like we get like hate mail and stuff and things like that, and it's just like you just gotta like Taylor Swift, she's been getting cyberbullied. She's probably just blasting "Shake It Off" all day long. That's everybody's theme song when people are just being rude. And I mean, cyberbullying is a big deal. Like, I mean, I'm not going to take away from the effects that it can have on people because there's a lot of like stories, and you hear a lot of it really does affect people, and I'm not gonna take away from that, but it's not going if Twitter was to shut down, it would not be due to cyberbullying.
No.
It would be due to something different.
At least it shouldn't be due to something.
Yeah, that there's too much, like, I just off the top of my head, like the NBA has already signed like contracts with them for exclusive content. So like they have
hashtag Pollyannos on Twitter.
With like they have major deals with major organizations and corporations and things like that get money from Twitter, and things like that. So they're not gonna. It's just not.
Yeah,
it's just really not.
I don't think it's gonna happen either.
It's just gonna keep growing, if anything, but it's not gonna get shut down.
I doubt it.
And so, unfortunately for us, it's just gonna take over. I think Twitter and Instagram are going to last the longest, if you ask me.
I don't know, because if we're counting the time that Facebook has already lasted.
But Facebook is getting, I think Facebook is fine. Like, it's just like whatever, like I don't hate it, I don't love it. It's just Facebook type of a thing.
It's still my favorite. But my point is, if we're talking about last longest, Facebook has already been around. So we have to add that to its time too. No,
yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. But I don't think that because Facebook, I think people can give up Facebook easier than they can give up other social media platforms.
I can't.
Because,
Facebook does things like remind you of birthdays and, Facebook to me is the most essential. And Facebook is the one that saves pictures where you can actually re-download them off of Facebook. Facebook is still my favorite. I love Instagram. Instagram is easily number 2, but Facebook is my go-to. But, I mean, I guess it's all just preference. Yeah. I wanted to jump into Rick Ross, who lost 75 pounds so far. He looks
good for him.
He looks good.
I know.
I'm glad. He's building a little muscle. He looks really good. His recent lifestyle change was prompted by a seizure that he had during a private jet flight, which they needed to make an emergency stop in Birmingham, Alabama, so he could be rushed to a hospital.
I remember that.
Yeah, he was on his way to a show in Memphis. Yeah, he was 350 pounds. And the doctors told him that this wasn't his first seizure, by the way. He had a couple more on Delta flights, 2 or 3. And the doctor told him, look, you really need to cut down on, the kind of terrible lifestyle. I guess they said a lot of red meat, not enough sleep, and just a combination of things, and they were like, your next scare could be your last.
Right.
So he started lifting and he started dieting a little bit, because I read in a Men's Health magazine that he was saying I still allow myself cheat. People set too high of a bar, and then the problem is you get bored of it and you kind of burn out. So he was like, I allow myself to eat what I want every here and there, as long as you kind of keep that majority rule of mostly I eat healthy. And he looks good. He's jumping
a lot of purrs. Did you see that clip? It's a little bit old, but it's kind of when he first started losing weight. A lot of people, one of his interviews, they were asking him what does he like? What's kind of a healthy snack that he's been eating and that he likes, that he enjoys, and things like that. And he was like, I eat a lot of purrs.
Pears?
Yeah.
Oh, purrs.
And he was like, purrs. And so a lot of people have been, as a joke. It's
I'd be like,
purrs.
What?
Yeah. And so, and it's just funny to think that Rick Ross eats pears. It's just that's his fruit of choice, pears. So
I like the idea though, because some people, some celebrities are too stubborn, I like the idea that he was like, you know what, fine, I want to live a healthy lifestyle. I was telling my friend he should lose a little more weight, pack on a tiny bit more muscle, and then go on tour looking great.
Rick Ross?
Yeah.
I wonder. I don't know. I feel like he still has to be
Well, he is still big. Don't get me wrong. He's 270 pounds. That's still big, but comparatively, he'd look great,
Yeah.
Compared to what he used to look like.
I mean, I don't know, because it's kind of have you recently seen what Paul Wall looks like? He's lost a lot of weight. I know he's kind of not as big in the music scene anymore, but
I like Paul Wall though.
Yeah, and
Sitting Sideways was my jam for the longest.
He's lost a lot of weight, which is great.
Drake got big too.
Dr.
Dre got huge.
He's lost a lot of weight, but he doesn't look the same. He looks like a completely different person, which is fine. It's not a problem. Because that's what he decided to do, and that's what he's chosen to do. But then, I think that sometimes it's kind of difficult, especially when you're in the spotlight, when you have an image that people associate with you, and they feel like that's how you're supposed to be, and then. It's because it doesn't seem like it's the same Paul Wall, so it's kind of hard to imagine him singing grills and stuff.
Okay.
I
get what you're saying, but
and so it's kind of like Fat Joe. He's I mean, you could keep your name Fat Joe for forever, no matter how much, what you look like, what your image is at that time. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like you can't not be Fat Joe.
I don't know, because I get what you're saying about like changing images, but losing fat, I mean, that's fine.
Health. That's what I'm saying. Like, health is fine, but at the same time, I think it throws people off when Gucci
like if
Mane
Eminem
came
were
out,
to give himself like a pink mohawk, that's one thing.
But when like Gucci Mane came out, like when he got released, he was like significantly more fit.
Oh yeah,
and people were like, "Whoa!"
He doesn't
what
look like
happened?
Gucci Mane, yeah.
It's like is that?
But also
him?
like
Is
his
it not
hairstyle
him?
and everything changed up, and a lot of things.
So I think it's just like kind of like funny. And I mean, I'm all for it either way. Like, they can, it's totally up to them. And if it is a health concern, then that is really good for Rick Ross, that he was able to, help himself by, listening to his doctor and things like that. But I just think it's funny because they can't really, like, Fat Joe. I mean, he could just go by Joe, I guess. If he ever decides to lose a lot of weight, he can just go by
Ooh, I have an interesting point for
Joe.
you. Can I propose to you the idea that they kind of lose their image, but they can rebuild a different image? Do you remember when Dave Chappelle like moved to Africa and did that whole thing? He came back and he started doing stand-up, and I remember reading the stories and seeing it in the news that he'd be in the middle of a stand-up show and people kept talking and like pestering him. So he would leave, he would walk away right there, and people would be mad because they didn't get their money's worth, because this was like in the first 5 minutes of the show. But then he like stopped smoking and he started working out, and now he looks like buff, not Dr. Dre huge, but he's actually buff. And he's been doing his comedy again, and it's like the rebirth of Dave Chappelle that everybody has been talking about.
Right.
So I wonder if you can kind of rebuild yourself like that.
No, yeah. So it can go either way, because then, or you can be like Snoop Lion and have everybody still call you Snoop Dogg, even though it's a Snoop Lion song. And then now he's just back to being Snoop Dogg because like it did not stick.
But the image was the same. I mean, he's just Snoop Lion doing reggae,
Yeah, but he was trying to like be,
and
like,
I heard the
more,
music
like,
wasn't good,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like it's kind of like you can take that chance of trying to like reinvent yourself, which a lot of times is pretty good, because like somebody else who's trying to reinvent himself right now, that it's kind of like, well, in a way he's trying to keep with the times, but I'm kind of like I'm not really liking Usher is really not, I'm not enjoying what he's putting out right now, but I mean, he's trying to like keep up with the times, which I get,
but it's
music,
okay to
age
we're talking
gracefully.
We're talking image.
No, yeah. Well, he's trying to like still keep his young image and like stick with the times as far as like some of the people that he's having like featured, and that's fine. But it's just like, I don't know. He's too old for that. So, but
Speaking of being too old for stuff, R. Kelly's dating a 19-year-old.
I have heard
Just
about
thought
that.
I'd throw that out there, but we do have to take a quick break. Simmer on that one for a while.
Are you looking for help for your fantasy football team? Check out the GSMC Fantasy Football Podcast. Get today's best advice on who to start, who to sit, even who you should draft. From sleeper picks to red hot lineups, they got it all covered for you. That's gsmcpodcast.com/fantasy-football-podcast. We'll cover traditional leagues, dynasty, PPR, even IDP leagues. When you need fantasy help, there's just one show to hit up. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit gsmcpodcast.com for more info.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for listening again to the GSMC Social Media News Podcast. I'm Mariano.
And I am Pauline.
And we want to jump straight into this here. Kendall Jenner is dating her little sister's rumored ex-boyfriend, A$AP Rocky. So, suck it, G-Eazy. Did you hear that song? I forget which one it was, but G-Eazy was saying, he was like, Kanye has Kim and Tyga has Kylie, so there's one left, watch me go get her.
Oh, aw.
Do you remember that?
No.
Didn't work out. I like A$AP better than G-Eazy anyway.
Hey, you never know. It could happen.
Well, it could happen, but it didn't happen.
Oh, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Did they really date, or was it like media dating?
Well, it's only until recently, like a couple days ago, that they made it official.
Right. But I mean, did, what's his name, A$AP? Did he really date Kylie?
I don't know.
Or was it just like, we're hanging out and media just has to over-sexualize everything, so we're going to say that they're dating? I don't think Kendall's like that. I feel like she's not like that. And she can
Like
date anybody. Like, I feel like she's not the person, like a type of sister. I don't know. To me, she doesn't come across as a type of sister that would date their siblings' ex, you know?
Oh.
Like, I feel like, one, she knows that she can get anybody. Two, like,
Yeah, but A$AP Rocky's not just anybody.
But it's not like she doesn't date famous people. And it's not like famous people don't want to date her. So I really think that the media is probably just contorting this one.
Oh, it's
because
possible.
It's like I just feel like she doesn't I don't know.
Pauline, the media would never do that. Come on.
Yeah.
No.
It just makes for good clickbait, but I feel like it's not
it's
really.
definitely. But even without that, I was just surprised that they're dating. You know, I think it's really cool because I love A$AP Rocky.
Mm-hmm. No, I think the more hood, the better for that family. I don't know. I think it just tries to justify them.
I just like A$AP Rocky.
That's another rant, but
I just for me it was just like a race to easier A$AP, and I'm glad A$AP won. That you know, so I was happy. Hey, I have my own.
He's cool. I like him, and I like his style.
I like him,
cute.
and I like his style too.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like A$AP better.
Really, I think A$AP somehow pulls really cute girls too, because he was dating
telling you,
Chanel. I think her name is.
The better
she's
rapper.
Really pretty.
And I like G-Eazy, but A$AP's music to me is like all the whole mob is just better to me.
Oh, but the Kardashians don't care about your music.
No, I know. I'm just saying the reason why I was happy about it.
Oh.
But
so, I mean, I don't know. I think Kendall did her thing, but I don't. I really feel like they weren't really dating like that. I think it was like media dating, not true life dating. Because
aren't you friends with Kylie? Just ask her.
Yeah, let me just hit her up real quick. So Kylie.
She'll drop whatever she's doing.
You know, she definitely, just
run over here
no
immediately
problem.
For our 4 listeners.
Meanwhile, she's with Tyga right now, so it's totally fine. I think Kendall, you know, whatever. I mean, they can do whatever they want, of course. And if you feel like dating your sibling's ex, I guess you can do whatever you want.
If she's cool, I mean, obviously she's cool with it. She has Tyga.
But it's like, I mean, that family does anything that they want, but I really feel like Kendall, like, there's too many guys out there, and I feel like she knows that A$AP's not all that to where like you would have to take your younger sister's leftovers. He's not all.
Wait, A$AP Rocky, I don't think it's anybody's leftovers. He's a very good rapper.
No, but I mean, like, as far as dating is concerned, like, I don't think that
it wouldn't even be a big deal to me.
Really?
Like, if I already have a new girlfriend, what do I care?
Ew.
What?
Dating your sibling's ex.
Who cares?
No. Ew.
I mean,
it's just wrong.
It's not. No, to me, it's just wrong to like. Okay, so now this person is just like trash to me. You know?
No.
Not
trash, but like.
But I can't. Not trash,
dateable.
but that's kind of the same thing. Like it's. So
there's billions of people in the world.
I agree, but it's like, you know, oh, you're not trash. I just can't date. Like that. That to me sounds kind of like, what do you mean? You know? I wouldn't care. I mean, whatever. Like, who cares?
That's funny. I don't. No.
I don't know. I guess we're just. I wouldn't care. I mean, it's not like this person isn't like a defective, unless my sibling has, you know, like a disease I should know about. But, you know, to me, it's whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
It's interesting to me.
Why though? I don't get it. Like, it's hard to like judge because I have a little brother, but he's way younger. So
Mm-hmm.
I have sisters. I doubt we'll ever date the same people.
Right.
But it just.
That's odd.
The way I see it is just like, it doesn't, like, is this person now marked for life? You know?
Yeah.
Weird.
Really?
Yeah.
It's weird that you think that it's not weird. Like, there's billions of people in the world.
I understand, but there's not a billion A$AP Rockies in the world.
But even if, like, just in general, like, you shouldn't date your younger, or, like, any of your siblings.
Like, I get what you're saying. Like, let's put it this way. If I met, like, 2 twins that were exactly the same, and one of my, like, family members dated one of them, I would go for the other one.
Okay,
but,
yeah.
But now...
But it's technically 2 different people.
Yeah, but like, the point I'm trying to make is I like them both the same. But now, if I like someone... and I don't like other people for whatever reason as much, and this person who I like happened to date one of my like relatives, why should I skip out on the person who I like for the person I don't like that much just because my relative dated them? Like, you know? Like, I just don't see that, you know.
Interesting. No, that really is interesting to me.
Because, you know, like, cell division is a thing, too. So it's like all of the remnants of your, you know, of your relative is gone. You know what I mean? It's like, I remember when I was like 15 and guys always talk to each other so cool. Like before I ever kissed a girl or anything, and
right.
you always talk like, oh yeah, like I want to be like first everything with a girl, like, you know? But then when you get older, you realize, like, you know, it doesn't matter. Like
yeah, but then like siblings is different.
I don't
than
know.
Being first, second, third, 12th, 14th, 100th, and third is different than siblings.
I don't know. I wouldn't care. And I feel like the Jenners, you know, they probably wouldn't care.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. That's just odd to me. But I mean, I guess everybody's a little bit different. Yeah. There we go. I guess so.
Which is further proof that, you know, A$AP Rocky should date someone else, according to you, and then I should just date Kendall.
Hey, that'll work.
Just don't tell Selena.
Don't tell Selena. Don't tell anybody who Mariano's dating.
Exactly. There's only like 19. Leave me alone.
But we're going to cut it to a break real quickly. And so keep it locked here. This is the Golden State Media Concepts social media podcast.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Welcome back, everyone, and thanks for listening to the GSMC Social Media News Podcast. I'm Mariano.
And I'm Pauline.
And do you know that show on CBS, Criminal Minds?
I've heard of it. I haven't watched it.
I've seen it, and it's actually pretty good. But did you know that the actor Thomas Gibson, who plays Aaron Hotchner, he was suspended from the show because he kicked a writer in his leg.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because of creative differences. He's like 54, by the way.
He kicked him?
Yeah, he kicked him in his leg.
That's not funny.
It is funny.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Why would... Wow. That's really unprofessional.
Yeah. Well, it's just immature altogether.
Yeah. I wonder what kind of differences that would cause you to physically lash out.
Whatever happened to sticks and stones?
I know. You know. And so that's
and professionalism. I bet he gets paid dumb money. Why would you risk that? People are insane, I'm telling you.
People, yeah. And speaking of like creative differences, The Rock is, because they're in the production and filming for Fast and the Furious 8. And this week, not the same thing, because like nobody so far has physically done anything.
If The Rock kicks you, I feel like your leg's going to fall off.
But The Rock was talking about how some of the male characters male cast, that he's working with on this film are, he called them a name. And a lot of people were like, especially at the cast, were like, who is he talking about? And because he said, like, all the female cast, like, he enjoys working with them. They're all very professional, hardworking, blah, blah, blah. But that it's the male cast that he's having a problem with. And so, of course, in true Rock form, because he does not mind, you know, he has no problem speaking his mind and saying it like it is. So he says it's actually Vin Diesel that he thinks is a softie and kind of like, he doesn't like working with him, and that they are having problems as well during the production of this movie, which is kind of funny because Vin Diesel's one of the he's on
like
the
founding
production
father of the
and he's like on the production crew, staff, and all of that. So they're kind of like having creative and
they should have cut it at 7 anyway.
They should have cut it along. Yeah, I guess so, at 7 at least. You know, Paul Walker and just kind of like letting it end. I get that too.
And that one ended really well.
I thought so too.
They should have cut it right there.
And eight movies of any is just too long.
Yep. After this one, I was like, okay. Like, I was kind of on the fence for 7. But then I watched it and I was like, okay, that was really good. But this is it now. Yeah. Now that you're bringing in Kurt Russell, right?
I'm not quite sure.
Yep, Kurt Russell.
Staff.
who was drinking the Belgian ale and like the story,
oh really?
The story got a little bit outlandish to me, you know, where I'm like, you know, this started where this just started as street racing in LA, like
right,
you know, and these guys were racing up and down like Hollywood because the cops were in Glendale. Like I just watched the other movie the other day and I'm like, how did we get from this to working with like the CIA?
Oh
in
yeah.
part 2, Tej was just this guy in Miami. You know, he like kind of coordinated street races and was a mechanic. Like the movies went from being good. Tokyo Drift is where it all kind of went sour to me. You know?
Oh, honestly, I haven't seen all of them. I literally just saw number 7.
You haven't even seen the first one?
I haven't. No.
The first one's on Netflix. You need to watch that. It's so good. It's by far the best one.
It's
so
on my
good.
list of things to do, but I can't say it's high. It might be on page 48 of things to do.
We need to move it up to like page 47 because it's really good.
So, but I just thought that was funny that it's hilarious to me that they actually like will kick somebody or take it to interviews and things, and it's just funny to me. So he's suspended from that show, and I mean, I guess they don't really care because they feel like they can get another job. And I mean, The Rock, I'm sure will always be a high commodity.
Oh, well, he's doing Ballers right now.
He's doing Ballers, which I like that show. I did watch the first season. I haven't started watching the second season, but I like Ballers. He's also doing another like animated film, so like it's not like he needs.
Yeah, I want to go to the Iron Paradise so bad.
Yeah, so
that's like a life mission to work out in the Iron Paradise.
And he has like a collaboration going on with Under Armour.
Yep, for
right
shoes.
Now.
Yep.
Shoes and like apparel as well. So he has a lot of other ventures that he dabbles in. So I mean, I don't think he would get kicked off the cast. I'm sure maybe like in future movies, if they continue this saga, then maybe he won't be present. But I mean,
I think it's only for the best. I think kind of nature is like telling them to knock it off already.
To just stop. Yeah. So he's kind of just, you know, I just thought it was funny because I don't know who would win, Rock or Vin Diesel.
The Rock.
Yeah, Rock. But I mean, it'd be pretty good. I mean, I don't want them to. You know, I would never want anybody to fight anyone else. But just in imagination.
The Rock. When Vin Diesel won in the movie, I was like, come on.
Oh, right. So, I mean, yeah, The Rock for sure. But I don't know. I don't think he would take it to that level. He's like a dad.
No, they wouldn't.
That.
So, no, Vin Diesel's not a dad. But I mean.
No, Vin Diesel is because he named his daughter after Paul Walker.
Oh, he is?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Just right after number 7. So I want to say she's probably like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. Because I think they named her, because I was hoping they were going to name her Pauline after me. But I think it might be Paula. I'm not quite sure. But he did name his daughter after, but she's like a newborn. Like she's definitely, if now only a toddler. But he named her after Paul Walker. So, but yeah, they're dads. They don't need those they don't.
Well, they're also millionaires. They don't need any problems that, you know.
It's just
like they could stop. Like The Rock could quit everything right now
and be fine. Yeah, and they can just kill him off in the movie.
Exactly.
And just end it, and then just continue on like.
I know. I was all excited. Me and my girlfriend at the time, we went to go see the movie in theaters, and she was getting all annoyed because I was on the team of the transporter. What's his? Jason Statham.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Deckard Shaw in the movie.
Yeah.
And he and The Rock went at it, and like he beat The Rock in the beginning. And I was like, what? Because I love the transporter movies. And she was like, there's no way. I was like, well, actually, it just happened. So.
Right.
And then like at the very end, The Rock is like, oh, you know, we'll be waiting for you. Like if you ever try to bust out of here.
Right.
And she was like, oh, yeah, he better stay in there. I was like, why? He got him the first time. Like,
The
you know.
Rock? Oh, yeah.
What's he going to do? Get out and then just beat him again? Like, you know.
Mm-hmm. But... So that is that. I mean, it's kind of funny to me, like I said, that they actually have problems. But I guess with anybody that you work with, you're always going to have a problem, you know, because we look at it as them just filming and everything and acting, but it's their job. So
yeah.
I'm sure people irritate them on set.
I just don't understand, though, how people have these problems like you're actors. Like, you know, Daniel Craig, 007. He was offered 60 million pounds to do the next 2 007s, and he turned it down because he said it was something along the lines of like, I'd rather do something terrible than like be 007. And I'm like, really? Is it that hard? Like, even if you had to act in a movie that was like hard to do for $60 million, pounds even, you know,
Right.
Which is like $86 million. But now, like, how hard must it be to be 007? Like, oh, it must suck to wake up, be a spy, drive cool cars, wear fancy suits, shoot pretend bad guys, and then make dumb money, you know?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, remember The Machinist, where Christian Bale lost all that weight? Like that, okay, that could be hard. You know? Or even Jared Leto did it for Dallas Buyers Club.
Right.
But you're 007, like, how hard could that be? He doesn't bulk up, he doesn't shrink down, he doesn't really do much. He's already an English guy, like, you pretty much just have to be suave, and he's already done the movies. So you pretty much just have to do what you've been doing, only for a lot of money. I don't know, spoiled.
Yeah. So we're going to cut it to a break real quickly. Oh, we're wrapping up. This is the end of the show. Oh, this is the end. So I was just getting started. I was getting excited. I was ready for another segment. I was ready to do it. But so we're going to wrap it up. This has been the Social Media News podcast, and you can listen to us on Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, our website, gsmcpodcast.com. That way you can listen to this episode again, or you can listen to any of our previous episodes and future episodes at your own convenience whenever you would like. So this has been Pauline.
Mariano.
And we will talk to you guys next time.